So anyhow, yo, my name is Loud and Crazy, Antonio. Um, I really kind of forgot who this is written by. I'm gonna just start off and say this. I always make this statement: a man's mind easily slips to exaggeration. I'm gonna say it again. A man's mind easily slips into exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm reading IBN Caldon, Philosopher of History. I'm going to try to repeat this again because I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's IBN Caldon, Philosopher of History. You know what I'm saying? The great Harab, Philosopher of History, IBN Caldon, 1332 through 1406, was the first to work out a substantial methodology for historical knowledge. Though he did not use the terms, he drew upon psychology, economics, geography, and religion. Building on the insights of Avicenna, Avarios, Reyes, and Al-Ghazali, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and others. He did that. Building on the insights. So these are the people he was building insights off of and others. He presented the most comprehensive statement of social philosophy in the medieval Muslim world. And the prolegomena, whatever that means, prolegomena, to his work, he analyzed the sources of error in historical writing. Now let's get this last part straight. This is Harab, spelled the great Harab, philosopher of history, IBN Caldon, the great Harab, HRAB, philosopher of history, IBN KHALDUN. You know what I'm saying? Just for those that, you know what I'm saying, need more. Now, what I'm about to read to you, if you never heard nothing so straight about life and people's behaviors, this is where I started to notice people's behavior. You know what I'm saying? And know how to, and try, and what gave me the kind of direction to go, whether to break stuff down. Different behaviors and stuff people do. This is how I got it. And when I make that statement and I say a man's mind easily slips into exaggeration, this is where I got it from. And this is going to break down why. And it's going to give the real meaning. Like I'm telling you this stuff that I'm about to read. So these are called errors. He's telling you about 6 errors in life. 6 major errors in life that people do. All right. So again, IBN Caldon, philosopher of history. You know what I'm saying? He was basically a social, you know what I'm saying, philosopher in the medieval Muslim world. And I'm not going to go into how I get into the medieval stuff. You know what I'm saying? How I came up on this. You know what I'm saying? But this is where it all started as far as, you know, my understanding and looking at the stuff different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read the first part. It says, all records, by their very nature, liable to error. Nay, they contain factor, which make for error. All right? You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning. All records, by their very nature, liable to error. They contain factor which make for error. You know what I'm saying? This about to get real. I don't know. We read stuff by Dick Gregory and I don't know if anybody knows who this is. You check this dude out. You know what I'm saying? This dude is very serious. Okay? All records, by their very nature, are liable to error. You know what I'm saying? All factors, by nature. All right? You know what I'm saying? All right, you know what I'm saying? By their very nature. By their very nature. Are liable to error. Right, you know what I'm saying? They contain factor which make for error. Right. You know what I'm saying? The first of these is partisanship. The first of these is partisanship toward a creed or opinion. Oh, right. You know what I'm saying? We talked about racism. Right. Hold on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at this. This was 1332 to 1406. You can do the math. It's either I think this is before Christ, or it could be after Christ. It say medieval, so most likely it's after Christ. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's after Christ. You know what I'm saying? Woo! See what I'm going with it? You know what I'm saying? That was deep. You know what I'm saying? So let's read it again. Let's read it again. I'm not really gonna try to break a lot of this down because I'm trying to hear him get to the part that because what I'm about to read, what I say all the time, is not included in the 6 errors. It's not included in the 6 errors. It's after the 6 errors has been said. It's gonna say some real stuff after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The first error of these is partisanship toward a creed or opinion. For when the mind receives in a state of neutrality and moderation any piece of information it gives to that information its due share of investigation and criticism, so as to disengage the truth it contains from the errors. You know what I'm saying? Should the mind, however, be biased in favor of an opinion or creed? We talking about racism, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And that's a striking blow right there because right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a striking blow because we're in this right now. This whole this let me repeat this. 1332, right? You know what I'm saying? 4 through 1406, this man lived after Christ, okay? Right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read number 2 again. Or was that the first one? I'm gonna read this again. The first of these is partisanship toward a creed or opinion. For When the mind receives in a state of neutrality and moderation any piece of information it gives to that information, you know what I'm saying, is due to share of instigation. Now let's just say, I got a song where I say, people know you before they know you, can't get through the door because they already closed doored you. Right. Okay? Right. I know that's confusing. You know what I'm saying? It goes like, I gotta deal with motherfuckers that know you before they know you. Can't get in because they already closed doored you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? It says partisanship toward a creed or opinion for when the mind receives in a state of neutrality and moderation any piece of information it gives to that information is due share of information and criticism so as to disengage the truth it contains from the error. To disengage the truth it contains from the errors. Should the mind, however, be biased in favor of an opinion or creed? Right, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Should it be biased to it? Even this person was like, that's some bullshit. Right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Had to ask that question. And crazy thing is, we in racism, right? No, we're in a midst of racism, right? The crazy thing is, the first era is about racism. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that something? You know what I'm saying? Let's go on and get the first one out the way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that crazy? Okay. Okay. And this goes on to say, be biased in favor of any opinion or creed. It at once accepts every favorable piece of information concerning this opinion. They just taking somebody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? The second factor, number two, the second factor concerning this, the second factor to conductive to error is overconfidence in one's sources. The second factor conductive to error is overconfidence in one's sources. Such sources should be accepted only after through investigation. Right. This man said, this is what we dealing with. Right. People come to you and be like, I got a source. You be like, for real? Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say, yeah, where's that guy? You know what I'm saying? Show me where he at. Right. No, we need to investigate and see if this source is legit. Mm-hmm. The second factor conductive to error is overconfidence in one's sources. You co-signing other people's stuff. Right. No, he got a good source. Right. You know what I'm saying? He got a good source. Such sources should be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Such sources should be accepted only after through investigation. You should never just listen to somebody because they feel like it's a good source. You know what I'm saying? A third factor is the failure to understand what is intended. These are errors. When we talking about the government, you know what I'm saying? You know, we miss what's intended. They not gonna give us. They gonna give us this bull crap, right? But we don't really know their real intent. You know what I'm saying? We are in the dark about what's really intended. You know what I'm saying? A third factor is the failure to understand what is intended. You know what I'm saying? Thus, many a chronicler fall into error by failing to grasp the real meaning of what he has seen. And so it uses the word chronicler. And I want to you know what I'm saying, for anybody that may watch this, I want to just go and, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and tell you what that means that, and for the people you already know, the chronicler is the man that's writing, or you know what I'm saying? He's the person that's telling the story, giving the information. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I want to just read the third factor again. Just the first part real quick again. It is the failure to understand what is intended. Thus, many a chronicler fall, and what it means by many a chronicler, it means many of chroniclers, many of writers fall into error by failing to grasp the real meaning of what he had seen or heard, by relating the event according to he think or imagines. Relating the event according to what he thinks or imagines. Not what he know, you know what I'm saying? Not what he's seen, but what he thinks. This is how the world is working right now. You know what I'm saying? I just want to point this out. You know what I'm saying? A fourth source of error is a mistaken belief in the, turn this over, in the truth. Hold up. Let me turn it back over. It says, hold up. A fourth source of error is a mistaken belief in the truth. Fourth is a mistaken belief in the truth. Let's break this down, because this is deep. A mistaken truth. A truth that has been mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Which means you took the truth wrong. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got the truth misunderstood. Right. You know what I'm saying? This happens often, generally taking the form of excessive faith in the authority of one's sources. You know what I'm saying? Truth. They say this happens often, generally taking the form of excessive faith in the authority of one's sources. Oh, right. Get a little deep. You know what I'm saying? We're going a little deep here. Often, generally taking the form of excessive faith in the authority of one's sources. They say taking the excessive form of taking the form of excessive faith. Taking the form of excessive faith. He took the form of excessive. I'm saying excessive faith. You know what I'm saying? In the authority of one's sources. Oh, that's so deep. I don't even know where to go. Right? You know what I'm saying? That is so many facts. Listen, we're gonna start with form, because when you take the form, like it's almost like you shape shift your mind. And you say excessive faith, like you obsessed over it. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You excessive, like, you know what I'm saying? You too much, you extra. That's what excessive faith, like you just extra out with this faith thing in the authority of one's sources. In the authority. You know what I'm saying? In the authority. Woo. I don't even know where to go after the authority, because, you know what I'm saying? And the authority, you know what I'm saying? Of one's sources. You know, so you in somebody else's control. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You just over exaggerating their power. Right. You know what I'm saying? You say, oh, they almighty. Nah, you know what I'm saying? They all this. Nah, you know what I'm saying? A fifth factor is the inability rightly to place an event in its real context. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Oh, here we go, this exaggeration shit. All right, because people like to do this a lot. A fifth factor is the inability rightly to place an event in its real context. All right, you know what I'm saying? Owing to the obscurity and complexity of the situation. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because when you take away from you know what I'm saying, what you saying, and not putting it in its real context of what you seen in it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You owe it. Owing to the obscurity and complexity of the situation. Like you need to put that there. You owe that to that situation to be honest, right, you know what I'm saying, about what you seen. Yeah. Oh, I'm saying. The chronicler, aka the writer, right? You know what I'm saying? The writer content himself with reporting the event as he saw it, thus distorting its significance. Right. You taking away from its significance. His content himself with reporting the event as he saw it. You know what I'm saying? Thus distorting its significance. So, you know, he might have seen it, but he just took it as how he think it was. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like he just, you know what, this is what I feel like it was. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Rather than just tell it how it was. Because now you writing with emotion. Now you seen something and you writing a little heartfelt, you might stray. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But when you ain't picking no sides, you just, look, I'm here to write down whatever happens. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't give two red cents about none of you motherfuckers. Right. Yeah, I'm just finna write down what, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What I see. You know what I'm saying? And like I said at the end, thus destroying, you know, they use words like that. Destroying its significance. You know what I'm saying? Taking away from the significance. This deep. I'm saying a sixth factor is the very common desire to gain the favor of those of high rank by praising them, by spreading their fame, by flattering them, by embellishing them, by embellishing their doing, and by interpreting in the most favorable way all their actions. Oh, no. It's crazy because number 6 is number 6. So let's keep that number in mind when we talk about this, because I'm about to go somewhere in the entertainment, because this is what I've been talking about this whole time. Right. I mean, all day long, I've been talking to myself about this stuff, and it's the very thing that's going on. The high rank, you know what I'm saying? The high ranking, the praising, spreading their fame, by flattering them, by embellishing their doing, and by interpreting in the most favorable way all their actions. Like everything they do is, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? This person can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know, these people can't do no wrong. Even back then, the stuff that I'm talking about, I see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't be just making shit up. Like I be telling, I may be the crazy dude to talk to itself. But when I'm talking to myself, it's coming from a very educated, you know what I'm saying, and very, you know what I'm saying, understood place. It's not just crazy talk. And now here today, years later, I was probably 20 years old or whatever when I was writing this stuff. 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? When I was studying this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I instantly took a liking to this because it was telling you some stuff you actually see if you pay attention. Right. You know what I'm saying? The behaviors. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it easy for me to spot out behaviors, because the common desire to gain the sixth factor is the very common desire to gain the favor of those of high rank. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the sixth factor, and when we talking about factors, what do you mean? Because he say the fifth factor and the fourth factor, you know. Nah. The factors are error. Nah. What he talking about are the error, the six factors of error. You know what I'm saying? The sixth factor is the very common desire to gain the favor of those of high rank by praising them, by spreading their fame, by flattering them, by embellishing their doing, and by interpreting in the most favorable way all they're doing. All their actions. Everything they do. You got to, you know, you got to add some stuff. Now, here we go. I'll take you on a ride, because this is about to talk about, now we're about to talk about Alexander the Great, a story that this person wrote about Alexander the Great. Okay, now, this is a Muslim philosopher. You know what I'm saying? From the medieval times. This is a Muslim philosopher. You know what I'm saying? It's seven of them. There's seven of them, okay? The seventh cause of error, and the most important of all, all right, you know what I'm saying? The seventh cause of error, and the most important of all is the ignorance of the laws governing transformations of human society for every single thing. Hold up. And this is probably the shortest one. It was probably only a line and a half. You know what I'm saying? Only a line and a half. The seventh cause of error, and the most important of all, is the ignorance of the laws governing transformation of human society from every single. That's so deep, because this mug say governing. What you mean by transformation? You know what I'm saying? Transformation of human society. What do you mean? Because I can understand the ignorance of the laws ignorance of the laws. I can understand the ignorance of the laws. Governing transformation, though? No. The laws that's governing transformation. Transformation from one place to another. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, for human society. You know what I'm saying? But what gets me is when he say, for every single thing. Hold on, we could be moving on. It was longer than I thought it was. Every single thing, whether it be an object or an action, it is subject to law governing its nature and any changes that may take place in it. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Okay, here go this transformation, right? You know what I'm saying? Here go this transformation we was talking that we wanted to know that what you mean by transformation, human society. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Whether they saying they take it, he said they take objects or even an action, even just something that somebody done. You know what I'm saying? It's subject to law. giving you an understanding too of how we got the laws we got. Right? You know what I'm saying? They was even this person, because a lot of black people's problems is the laws are fucked up and they make laws for any little thing, and black people getting, right, you know what I'm saying, caught up. Wow. It seems like back in the 1400s, you know what I'm saying? It seems like back in the 1300s, you know what I'm saying? They was a stamp of law on anything. Your actions, that's a new law. Like what you say to me? I said, fuck you, bitch. That's cursing. It's a law. You know what I'm saying? No cursing. You know what I'm saying? They just slap a law. He said, object on action and is subject to a law governing its nature and any changes that may take place in it. They try to take it. They want it all. You know what I'm saying? And it has often happened that historians have accepted and transmitted stories about events which are, this is a hard word for me, intrinsically, I don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Which are intrinsically impossible. So now that word is an important. When he used that word, he was trying to give you like intensify to so you can get the real, right? You know what I'm saying? Like how serious he is about what he's talking about. But so I'm gonna take that off because you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that is. But it says accepted and transmitted stories about events. I'm not gonna change this writing because this guy right here, I don't think he would like you to take his words out. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it because I don't know, but I don't really know how to pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? Just temporarily say accepted and transmitted stories about events which are impossible. As did Al-Masyudi, a historian. You know what I'm saying? And that is spelled AL-MAS with one of those, like you about to write another S. You know what I'm saying? But you're not. You just got the little thing above there. So it's AL-MASIUDI. So it's like Al-Masyudi. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? He's a historian. When relating the adventures of Alexander the Great. So the guy that I'm reading from is not the person who came up with this story. So he's about to get ready to quote a historian that over-exaggerated. He's talking about an historian. He's putting it out there. An historian. So this dude should know, you know what I'm saying? You know, how he's supposed to go about doing this. You know what I'm saying? Al-Masyudi. He's a historian. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that it's some impossible shit when relating to the adventures of Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? So he finna share what this dude had to say about the adventures of Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? He says, thus, according to him, he talking about Al-Masyudi. You know what I'm saying? Say, thus, according to him, Alexander was prevented by sea monsters from building the part of Alexandria, thereupon plunged to the bottom of the sea in a glass case, enclosed in a wooden sarcophagus, made a picture of a devilish monsters he saw there, cast metal statues in the shape of these beasts, and set them up on the walls of the buildings No sooner had the monsters emerged from the sea and seen these statues, then they fled away, and thus the city was completed. Of all this is related in a long tale full of impossible myths. You know what I'm saying? He said Alexander the Great was prevented by sea monsters. Some monsters came out to sea. You know what I'm saying? From the building, sea monsters from building the port of Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? So he was building Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some sea monsters popped up. You know what I'm saying? So Alexander the Great, what he did was, you know what I'm saying, threw a glass case, you know what I'm saying, to the bottom of the sea. And then inside of that case was a wooden sarcophagus made of a picture of the devilish monsters he saw there. You know what I'm saying? Cast metal statues in the shape of these beasts and set them up on the walls of the building. You know what I'm saying? And so no sooner had the monsters emerged from the sea and seen these statues, they fled, you know what I'm saying, away. Thus the city was completed. This is related to a long tale of full of impossible myths. You know what I'm saying? Another cause of error is exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? The real cause of this error is that men's minds are full of that is strange and unusual. And that the tongue easily slips into exaggeration. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read this again because, you know what I'm saying? Another cause of error is exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? The real cause of this error is that men's minds are full of all that is strange and unusual. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that the tongue easily slips into exaggeration. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got just so much stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So that's why I be telling. When I tell people that, that's where I'm coming from. I say a man's mind easily slips into exaggeration. You know, on there it says, you know, for man's tongue easily slips into exaggeration. You know, it's his mind, his tongue. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. That's why how people operate. You know what I'm saying? And it's an error. You know what I'm saying? That it's kind of like slept on. It's like nobody really wants to acknowledge themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that they do. And this is how I know, even back then, these were principles, man. You know what I'm saying? Even people was back then was like, man, it's some bullshit. Y'all fake as hell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all run around here all on people dick, praising people, embellishing them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And doing this, that, and the third. Even back then, it was a problem. Even back then, it was morally wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you had any type of morals, man, you wouldn't be sitting up here praising somebody. Sitting up here, you know what I'm saying? over exaggerating up, making up. Like, out of that story about Alexander the Great, I believe the story that something like that happened. You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe that some sea monsters. Right? The whole part when you say sea monsters is not a such thing. Even back then, there was no such thing as a sea monster. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can call it a sea monster. It was a shark. It was a squid. It was an octopus. Right? You know what I'm saying? It could have been that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it. The story don't even really make sense. It's like, okay, so they live on the sea. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you up on a building, and some sea monsters come and stick their head out the water and look at on top of the building at you. Like, I've never seen no shit built close to the sea like that. You know what I'm saying? And who the fuck, nigga, are they? You know what I'm saying? Why are you close to the sea like that? You know what I'm saying? Where any type of swimming thing, creature in the water can just be all up in your building like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But something may have happened like that. Like some dudes may have came on a boat and they may have caught them monsters. They might have had some figurines or something on there that looked like monsters. Right. You know what I'm saying? Try to come attack them. Alexander the Great put up these statues that look like monsters or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? The dudes thought they were weapons of mass destruction. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? And bounced out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and then it got even crazier. It's like, okay, so, because it's weird, the story is almost backwards. Because so he threw the glass case with a picture, you know what I'm saying, of the evil monsters, you know what I'm saying, into the bottom of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the monsters was like, oh shit, that's our face. Let's go to the, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the Sears. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be telling you shit, and it probably is some truth to it, but they making it. They adding their own stuff, how they felt, they're not even telling how exactly it went. You know what I'm saying? They don't even tell you like the exact words or even make an attempt, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, try to give you the correct information. They just keep lying. But I had this other one I had that I wanted to read. But I guess I lost that one. It was real short. It was a poem. Check your safe. I used to write little fucked up raps. You know what I'm saying? So I got some raps on here. Say 1, 2, he's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, set your alarm real quick. 7, 8, don't forget to check your safe. You know what I'm saying? 9, 10, don't let no one in. It say, I slips in the night, all black attire with a Swiss Army knife. Call me Mr. Lock Picker. Hit your safe quicker than a thief with a gold teeth. I can get you for your stack. Set you down at a political party and manipulate you for the whole rap. One wop tops. I can endorse an entire flock. Scheme and scam random blocks. The door knocked. Was it the postman? You've been swindled out of 13 grand. Smooth, slick, no face when I pull licks. You know what I'm saying? Like David Blaine, I inherited those tricks. Clues and tips is irrelevant when I go on these trips. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no partner. I'm a thief. Besides, people adore me and trust me with their house keys and security codes. I ain't knowing over a week old. Anything worth more than gold, I'll take it. If it's sentimental, I'll be careful. Nigga said, anything worth more than gold, I'll take it. If it's sentimental, I'll be careful. I won't break it. I'm saying, pawn shop now, street slang. I say pawn shop now, street slang. Stereos now, better things. I like air getting past your alarm. I can get in at any form. I'm the sign posted on the streets, the neighborhood watchman, a.k.a. the thief. Watch out, that nigga's a thief. Nigga steal everything in the... That's how shit I was writing back then. Don't let that nigga out of jail. He got a whole rap about stealing everybody's shit. Strength, availability, or any addictive faculty. Vigorous action. Indemnity. Okay. I got a tight poem somewhere, I swear. Having a capacity, characteristic. Say, why do you think you know that you were in love from the get-go, the first show, from the first blow, but I won't judge your feelings. Women work dawn. Do I give you goosebumps as I bubble your fruit punch? Are you comfortable without your high heel pumps while you lay on a king bunk and enjoy a mouthful of funk? Now no need to front. Let's get mellow drunk. You like strawberry blunts or the chocolate ones? Just the plain old tree trunks? Yo, yo, yo. Can I see you and me up and on this LUV thing? We can catch an empty train, hug and kiss and smoke Mary Jane. We can have good discourse. Once you're with me, you'll never think of divorce. I keep it hot like a torch. Ride me like a chick on a horse. I'm supercharged with more horsepower than a 2000 Porsche. What made you say you know that you were in love from the get-go? From the first show, or was it the first blow? You know what I'm saying? But I won't judge your feelings, woman. Work down. You know what I'm saying? And come on so I can take you home. It won't be long as you stay here long and strong. I guarantee you'll reach that high-pitched moan and groan. Very creative. You know what I'm saying? Very, very creative. Gangsters with the mug on tight, so there's a need for buyout. Not even worth reading. You know what I'm saying? See, argue to the extended, bam, written between, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Augustine found himself a final philosophical controversy with Pelagius. I'll be telling people about this too, how, you know what I'm saying, St. Augustine or whatever had this argument with this other guy about the Old and New Testament. You know what I'm saying? His name was Pelagius. You know what I'm saying? It say Augustine defended the concept of original sin by citing the passage in Genesis in which Adam and Eve instantly covered their genitals after they have eaten from the forbidden fruit. there was the point, Augustine said, at which sin had arisen. All sexual feeling created guilt. Only baptism and the Christian life could wipe it out.
Right.
Julian had said sexual power, he said, was a natural good, a sixth sense.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Augustine argued that evil, the central problem that worried them, was in large part simply human bad habit. Once a person had derived pleasure from an evil act, the memory of their pleasure prompted doing it again.
Right.
The solution was to allow God to make one take pleasures in good actions, to make one hunger for perfection.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
He said Julian has said sexual power, he said, was a natural good, a sixth sense. Augustine argued that evil, the central problem that worried them, was in large part simply human bad habit. Once a person had derived pleasure from an evil act, the memory of the pleasure prompted doing it again. The solution was to allow God to make one take pleasures in good actions, to make one hunger for perfection.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And and the one evil, instead of looming at the center of it, took less terrifying prominent place in his God before more. I'm telling you, man. Concern, Christianity, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I keep this stuff for years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is related in long tail. I wish I could find Calamities of Love. I had a poem somewhere, you know what I'm saying, that somebody wrote back in the medieval times that broke down these love things. But anyhow, can't find it for some reason. You know what I'm saying? But people be stealing stuff from me. But that was my time, and you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to read that about the errors, the factors of error. I kind of, you know what I'm saying, drifted off and stuff because I was looking at that. It's so old. It's on the same book I originally read it on. So this thing right here is about, if it was 2001, it's 2018. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's damn near 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Old. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how long. That's like, I was like, yo, that's so. I see it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like when people walk past you, that's what helped me start dealing with people's minds, like understanding, like don't understand yourself and how somebody coming at you and talking to you. Understand them when they coming at you and talking to you.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to understand. Don't try to understand yourself and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Try to understand the person who talking to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why they talking to you like they talking to you, how they talking to you, their body language.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Follow their stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I just got to kind of like, once I would see something in somebody, I can see a person change their mind before they even open their mouth to say they changed their mind.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I can see them change their mind. I can see them do all kind of stuff if you just pay attention to them. So that's how I got all that concept. And that's how I got all this in-depth stuff, and you know what I'm saying, what to look for when I'm looking at people, and not just what to look for. I want to scratch that I even said that. Not what to look for, but you know what I'm saying, to understand what you're seeing when they doing what they doing.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
To take it for what it is and not add stuff.
All right.
And make it whatever, just take it for what it is.
Right.
Whatever you seeing, however it looks, word for word.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That's how you take it. You don't sit here and flip it and flop it, and now over exaggerating stuff, talking about sea monsters just to just to sell something out the store.
Right.
You wouldn't have to come up with the sea monsters and the statue,
Right, you know what I'm saying? And all this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying? Just so you can sell a story. Just so you can make a couple dollars. So, you know what I'm saying? But this is in, you know what I'm saying? This is in, present. This is in present time right now. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to be talking about this stuff way back, D.L. Hughley and people are talking on this stuff right now.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? For somebody supposedly,
you know what I'm saying?
talking about somebody from 1332, 1406 AC.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
AC could be talking about stuff that's going on now. And that's why I was trying to explain. When we talk about racism, why y'all tripping?
Right.
Do you know how long people have been racist?
Right, you know what I'm saying? They just don't like you know what I'm saying?
God, when we talk about people being poor and stuff, do you not realize, when we talk about slaves, do you not realize that there were slaves, before black people were slaves? This whole time, all they keep doing is selling you, taking your money over this bullshit entertainment that you... They keep repeating it over and over and advancing it. Only thing it do is modernize it, look more newer. But it's just the same thing repeating itself over. And they just keep getting your money. Homeless is going to end. We're going to end homeless together. That's type of stuff they be having. We can end homelessness together.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Man. Woo.
Right.
But everybody that's donating and to the homeless people don't even want to be bothered with the homeless people.
Right.
They don't want to talk to the homeless people. They don't want no homeless people walking up to them.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Every time a homeless people goes near somebody that's supposed to be fundraising, they don't want to be fucking with them. Right. They keep the conversation short. You know what I'm saying? They just like, here, take the plate, eat. Right. Praise the Lord.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing about Christians, some people I understand, is like when people come to feed you, like on breakfast, they always bring eggs and, sausage and pork. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? So many people are trying to cut back on pork and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to homeless people, that's what they shoving down their throat.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because they'll tell you, a Christian will tell you, like, pigs are bad.
Right.
Pig is an evil thing. You don't really want to mess with no pig. You know what I'm saying? But when they come to serve them homeless people, they'll shove it all down their throat.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Say, yo, but they hungry. They should eat. They should be grateful. No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You should. If God don't want you, if your God don't want you, why would you come shove it down somebody else's throat?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Give them second and third helpings and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that was weird, but then I gotta say, well, church people eat pork. They don't care about eating the pork chop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a story on that one. But you know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what I'm saying? For whoever listens, thanks for listening. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you get something from it and get where I was going. You know what I'm saying? And open up your eyes to how long it's been going on and let you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying? It's really what it is. But I guess it'll be better if you understood it. Or you have to be strong enough to go through life understanding it, because you have to go through life without snapping and jumping on people and, you know what I'm saying, and doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like really testing your strength. Or you know it, you can't really do shit about it. How do you live amongst it knowing what's happening? You know what I'm saying? So my next job is to, I was working on reaction and, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm working on manipulation. You know what I'm saying? So Now, how can I manipulate the situation? All right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And turn it in my favor. Right, you know what I'm saying? And make it work for me, because after all, this is an evil thing going on, and it's just a dog eat dog world. And this is your boy Loud and Crazy, Antonio. All right, and I get at you.